Hi, my name is Shreeya, and here's my project on bridging the research gap. I was able to conduct this research with my mentor, Kimmy Wenzel, who is a PhD at Carnegie Mellon. Here's my introduction. I'm a sophomore located in the Bay Area, and my interests are in math and product innovation, as well as educational equity and AI. And one of my passions is expanding access to education for underserved students using technology. And my moonshot or my goal for the next few years is to make education fair and accessible to every student by using technology as much as I can. Here are some of the research goals that I had. So my users or my target audience is underserved youth in emerging economies. And some of the barriers that they face is limited internet, lack of coaching, and lack of opportunities. So this project focuses on bridging the gaps by creating a new opportunity for them by making a research tool that uses AI that can guide them through the process of writing a paper. And my goal was to build a simple step-by-step research platform and to boost writing skills and confidence in low resource settings. So some of the methods that I used was studying existing tools and using design principles. So I reviewed tools like the Thesis Writer, Research Writing Tutor, AI Kaku, Zotero, Menly, and EndNote. So some of the helpful features that these tools had was guided writing, real-time feedback, grammar and translation help, as well as citation management. However, a lot of these were really bandwidth heavy and internet dependent, which may not be the best for my target audience. And also, these are aimed for advanced users who have somewhat of an understanding of what to do when writing a paper. So these allow me to create my own design principles, which were to make an intuitive, mobile-friendly, low bandwidth access app that has step-by-step guidance. And the tool is also beginner focused and supportive for international students. And I was able to improve it using usability heuristics and expert mentor feedback cycles. So here's a platform overview. So the homepage just has a welcome and navigation guide on how to use the tool. And the next page is the project details ones. So this helps the student define the topic goals and their final product with AI prompts. So the AI will take in their topic and goals and then make suggestions of what they should include in the project that they're doing. The articles and citations page just allows the student to organize sources, notes, and references. The thesis page uses AI to help the student write a good thesis. So the AI will prompt the student questions so that the student can narrow down their ideas and finalize what they're going to write. And then the writing page is just for the student to draft and write their paper. So for my development process, I began with a low fidelity wireframe for structuring pages. So this wasn't very detailed and it just had like the amount of pages that were there and basically just blocks for where stuff would be, but there was no words or anything there. Then after that, I designed a user journey map to anticipate needs and pain points. So a user journey map is basically where you try to see how a user would use whatever you're creating and try to guess any problems that they might occur, like that they might face. And that allows you to make sure that whatever you're making will be the most beneficial to the users. And then after that, I was able to progress to a mid and high fidelity wireframe. So this had all the words and the exact places of where everything was located, as well as the colors and the design of the tool. And I used I used heuristic evaluations to evaluate whether the tool would be good for the target users. And I was able to refine it through feedback, and now it's more clear and usable. So finally, I was able to build a functional prototype with 5 pages, and 2 of them have AI features. And then I was able to test mobile compatibility and low bandwidth performance because I had a pilot study with 30 students and 4 teachers. Most of it was positive feedback, and the students noted that it was easier to organize and they were able to gain more confidence on writing, and the AI was able to guide them through what they're supposed to do better. And now the tool is available to 75 students and 6 teachers. So this is the product that I made. This is just a screenshot of the homepage. I have the link here. I can share it so that you can access it. If anyone wants to look through it, you can reach out to me and then I can give the login information. And then for my next steps, currently the tool provides structured guidance to ease stress and build research skills, and it supports students with limited internet and little writing experience. And the next steps for me is I want to expand this to Latin America, hopefully. And the project in general aligns with the UNESCO and World Bank goals on digital inclusion and fills a global gap in resources for underserved youth. Here are some references and acknowledgements. My mentor, Kimmy Wenzel, and the 6 nonprofits in India that I was able to talk to. And then some of my references were UNESCO 2020, World Bank 2020, and Warshar 2003. And now that was it. And if there's any questions, I can answer them.
Well done, Shreeya. Thank you so much for this really important work. I appreciate how you tapped into existing resources. You mentioned UNESCO and World Bank and that they have a shared goal on digital education. Did those resources present themselves to you and you thought, let's align with these goals? Or conversely, did you think of goals you wanted to align with and then find resources such as UNESCO and World Bank? Which came first?
I was looking for resources that talked about similar goals, so that's how I found those.
And was it important to you to factor in these external resources, very legitimate external resources, to legitimize the goals of your project?
Yes, because if the project isn't going to help in the way that it's supposed to, then there's no point in doing it. So I had to make sure that there was value to what I'm doing.
Very well said. Now, you mentioned, Shreeya, that you had this user map that you've created to address the needs and anticipate any pain points. Were you surprised by any of these needs or pain points? What did you get correct or incorrect as you imagined as you created this journey map?
Some of the things that I was thinking about was maybe the user lacking motivation at one point, but when I was able to actually test it, that wasn't actually one of the issues. So I was surprised by that.
That's interesting context. I think a lot of student projects, when we anticipate needs of our user, whether that user is a student or a teacher, it's important to really put ourselves in their shoes. And speaking of students and teachers, you mentioned that you had this pilot study. And forgive me if I missed this detail, but who were your original students and teachers in that pilot study? How did you get them to agree to participate in this? And what steps did you have to take in terms of approval?
So I reached out to 6 nonprofits like before I even started the project, which I was able to decide on exactly what I'm making because I was able to talk to them. So I was already in touch with them, and I reached out to 2 of them, and I was able to talk to the students and see what I should improve in my tool.
Excellent. Thank you. We actually have another question from one of your fellow panelists. So Annika, go right ahead and ask your question.
Hi, I absolutely love this program. I think what you're doing is really amazing and important. And I was curious, why did you choose to make an app that specifically helps with like writing and research paper? Like what inspired that?
So when I was talking to the nonprofits before, I I was able to identify some of their issues that they were facing, and one of the main ones was getting the students to actually write academic papers. And that was the problem that was the easiest to address using technology. So that's why I chose to make an app that helps students write academic papers.
That's great. Thank you so much, Shreeya. Thank you, Annika, for that question. Thank you very much, Shreeya. Well done. This is, much like the other presentations we've heard, incredibly important work, and we appreciate you sharing that with us. Well done.
Thank you.